Hello everyone and welcome to the Graduate Students Guide. My name is Anesu Samuel Masango and I am joined today by the Dean of the Graduate College. I'll have her introduce herself and then we'll get right into it. As of course, since we have the Dean today, this segment is titled Message from the Dean. It's your time.
Thank you, Sam. So, Kirsten Limesand, I have been Dean of the Graduate College since January of 2023. And I still hold a faculty appointment in the School of Nutritional Sciences and Wellness within the College of Agricultural, Life, and Environmental Sciences, now called CALES. They just changed their name.
Okay, great. Now that conversation about kale makes sense.
Yes!
All right. So we'll get right into it. I have a few questions for you, and I'll also give you the chance to say anything else you want to say to the graduate college, to the graduate students. All right. So can you start by sharing a bit about your background and the journey that led to your current role as the Dean of the Graduate College?
Yeah. Started at the University of Arizona in 2005 as an assistant professor. And the first individual that I added to my research team was a PhD student and a master's student right after that.
Okay.
And so I've always prioritized having graduate students as part of the research team that I was building. And then when I became an associate professor, I got more experience in the graduate education leadership side, and I was the DGS for the Nutritional Sciences graduate program for 6 years. And probably a turning point, you only know this in hindsight, a turning point was probably in 2015 when I participated in the University of Arizona Academic Leadership Institute, which is a year-long leadership training. And in 2016, my dean at the time, Shane Burgess, invested in my leadership potential and created a position that they called Special Liaison for Graduate Education in the College of Agricultural and Life Sciences.
Okay.
And that position worked out really well, and it transitioned into Assistant Dean for Graduate Education in CALS in 2019. And in that role, I learned a ton of skills: activity-informed budgeting, strategic planning, developed a professional development program in collaboration with industry, wellness initiative, just a ton of skills I learned in that particular position. And so I knew early on that was my favorite job. Of all the hats that I was wearing, that was definitely my favorite job. And so in the fall of 2022, when the Dean of the Graduate College position opened up, I knew I was ready to take those skills to another level.
Okay, amazing. You finally answered the question, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Do I have to grow up?
Love the answer.
I actually pause and try not. I have a senior in high school, and I actually pause and try to not ask that question and just ask what they're passionate about and see where the conversation goes.
Oh, that really is good.
It's too hard to answer.
It is. Oh my goodness. I was never able to answer it until a certain point. I was like, I want to be a doctor. That was it. But yeah. Oh, thank you so much. That's amazing. Your path is inspiring. I love that you started in, focusing on nutrition and all this, and then you're like, I want to be a leader, and you went right for it. That's really great.
With a lot of encouragement and a lot of mentorship.
Okay.
For sure.
Great, amazing. And also I picked that up that, the first people you hired were graduate students. That feels encouraging to hear from the dean. If you're a graduate student, it certainly does.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So as we continue really this academic year, could you outline the overarching vision you have for the graduate college and its students?
Absolutely. So the overall goal of the graduate college is for the University of Arizona to be a destination place to complete a graduate degree. And we have 3 sub-goals in order to attain that overall goal. And the first is increasing access to graduate education. The second is providing foundational support across the graduate student life cycle. And we're defining life cycle as you don't even know the University of Arizona exists, all the way through your career as an alum of this institution. So we're taking a pretty broad path there. And then the third goal is to graduate career-ready students.
Okay. Amazing. So everything is centered on these
Everything we do aligns with those 3 sub-goals.
Great. And so what are some of the key initiatives or areas of focus that the graduate college will be prioritizing in this year?
So the work of the Graduate College has always prioritized student support, and that will continue to be the case.
Okay.
And so I'm just going to highlight 2 new initiatives, otherwise we would talk all day about initiatives. And the first initiative I want to talk about is the Grad Success Messenger that started, I think the first issue went out the very beginning of October. And this communication is really meant to highlight resources that help students be successful. These could be a particular resource, it could be an event that's going on, it could be a graduate college initiative, lots of different things that can go into this messenger with the goal that students can find one thing from that messenger that will help them be successful and it will promote their well-being.
Okay.
The second initiative that I want to highlight is the monthly donuts with the dean. The goal is really to connect back with students and hear about their perspectives and how their training is going. And we've had 2 so far, and I have really found them very valuable to talk with students. And it's going to take the spectrum of positive or negative experiences, but most students just want to have a conversation with someone who's going to listen and point them in the right direction. I'm trying to find X. Can you help me out? And they've actually been tons of fun, and there's been donuts left over, so we definitely have capacity for more people to come.
Great. I mean, from the moment I saw donuts with the dean, I was like, I'm going. Unfortunately, I then looked at the time. I was like, oh no.
I learned that. I think next semester we might move different days. I like the 4 o'clock slot. I have to say we did not end. I don't think we ended at 5 either time. So it's nice to have that capacity to continue to talk to people versus run to another meeting. So I think we're gonna do
it's
different
amazing.
days.
The timing is also great. I just happened to have classes that started 4, and I went out of my way to ask other graduate students, hey, you were there, how did it go? And they absolutely love it.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to hear that.
All the feedback I've gotten so far about it, everybody's saying, well, that was really good. I really love just having this atmosphere. I'm just interacting with the dean. It's like, it's the dean right there. And we're just chilling.
They're a human being like everybody else.
Exactly. So it's really great. Keep doing those. I'm certainly going to. I'll scorn one of my classes for it. Trust me.
Don't skip class.
All right. So you've highlighted these 2 initiatives that just started. But what else sets this academic year apart from previous years, and what opportunities or challenges do you foresee for graduate students?
Yeah. So on the opportunity side, I'm the thing that I chose was interdisciplinary research is becoming the norm. And I think that is incredibly exciting because we all need to work together in order to solve the grand challenges that we face. And I also think when our students are in those environments, interacting with different disciplines, it really gives them a leg up as they move into their careers. And so that's another opportunity that stems from interdisciplinary training, regardless of what your degree program is called. A lot of students are getting that interdisciplinary element, and I think that that's exciting, and I'm really looking forward to this next set of leaders and problem solvers that come from those kinds of trainings. The challenges are probably not surprising. They are financial support and mental health self-care. There may be some other ones that I should think about, but those are the 2 that I think about the most. And financial support of our graduate students is intricately linked to many important elements. Access to graduate education, time to degree, health and wellness, finances underscore every single one of those elements. And I'm a parent of an undergraduate student here at the University of Arizona, and I am painfully aware of the increasing cost of rent to live around campus, groceries, gas to put in your car. I get it. And so, we're spending a lot of our time and effort trying to think about solutions, both, I would say, ones that will require central support and ones that maybe we can actually piece together so that we have a multi-pronged approach to tackling the financial support piece. Wellness is a topic that I'm really passionate about. That's why we were talking about kale earlier.
Yes.
And the national data on mental health for young adults, frankly, as a parent, I find these data really distressing. And when I was in CALS, this was an area that I focus on in collaboration with our life management counselors. And I would like to see how many of those things we can scale up campus-wide. And another aspect within the mental health self-care is in the Grad Success Messenger that I mentioned previously. CAPS has an element within that messenger in order to highlight the resources that they have. And I'm I feel really good about CAPS has considered graduate students as a distinct population. They have distinguished certain resources for graduate students. And that really gives me optimism that students can start to find the support that they need as we try to scale up more support.
It's really amazing what they are doing. The work they're doing is great and you find that there's a lot of graduate students who go, seeking those services, and it's great that they have that distinction, because sometimes you even have support groups specifically for graduate students.
Exactly.
And
and affinity groups within there, and so I feel good about the options right now, and we're collaborating with them on a more frequent basis.
Great.
Those are all amazing initiatives. Going back onto the finances, I'll just tell you, graduate students are waiting for it patiently, but they are. And when the time comes to, get a little more financial support, they will be absolutely delighted.
I hear you loud and clear, Sam.
Yeah. So, moving on to the student-centric approach that the graduate college, embraces. How do you envision fostering a series of community and support within the graduate college, particularly considering the diverse academic pursuits and interests of graduate students?
So it's really interesting. The very nature of your question describes the challenge.
Okay.
And I think that the element that I want to draw out of your question is meeting students where they are in order to help them be successful. And so the answer is probably going to be different with every student that you interact with. And one element that I'll, draw in a little bit closer on is the sense of belonging, which is the focus of the welcome message that I sent at the beginning of this semester. And we in the graduate college feel very strongly that we want to promote that sense of belonging, that sense of community. And certainly we know the Graduate Center has a number of events that promote these areas. And so I highly encourage students to check out their newly revised website. It's beautiful. Whoever did that, well done. And I think if you can't find the element that you need from the activities happening at the Graduate Center, come to Donuts with the Dean and tell me what's missing, and let's have a conversation about it and see if it can be incorporated into what we're currently doing.
Great, that is great. I'm starting to see a lot of, should I call them clubs or groups? Popping up within the graduate student, community, where it's like, okay, there's Black Graduate and Professional Students Association. Of course, we have GPSC, which has always been there. African Graduate Students Association. I can speak to those that I I found out about
Exactly.
recently, and I really love that because you get to meet and be in community with these people who are like-minded, and and the graduate college is absolutely supporting those groups that are coming up, and it's great.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So graduate students often have a wide range of responsibilities, from coursework to research to teaching. How does the graduate college plan to provide resources and assistance to help them manage these demands successfully?
Yeah. So in my mind, graduate education and going to graduate college is about careers and making an impact in the world.
Yeah.
I could almost stop there, but I won't. So then, coming back to answering your question,
Yeah.
the most important thing the graduate college can do is provide students the support to map those responsibilities and opportunities onto their career trajectory.
Okay.
And so as an example, from the very beginning of training for my graduate students, we talk about where they want to go with their careers. Day one. Yes, sometimes it changes, but we talk about where they want to go with their careers all the time. And I try to make sure that there's an element of their project that helps them move into the direction that they've articulated. And we have conversations about the experiences that they have throughout graduate college and how that helps them in being the best applicant for whatever position that they've articulated.
Yeah.
And so for me, graduate school is a stepping stone, and we need to keep the career aspect at the forefront and really connecting with every experience that graduate students are having. How are we connecting it to where they want to go?
Okay. That's a great way to look at it. There's everything you do in graduate
Exactly.
school should lead somewhere in terms of your career, but in where you want to be. That's great. Thank you so much. All right. So graduate education can be rigorous and demanding. Could you share some advice or insights to help students stay motivated and inspired throughout the academic journey?
So the best answer I can come up with is to remember why you wanted to pursue a graduate degree in the first place.
Okay.
Graduate school is challenging and rigorous, and I'm a scientist, so our experiments don't work all the time.
Nope.
And so there are times when you need to figure out what brings you energy, what helps you reset, what helps you recharge. And then this could be any number of different things. Some people, it's a workout. Some people, it's meditation. Others have creative expression. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The point is to find time to figure out what recharges you, because there will be difficult days. And those are the days that you need to give yourself a little bit of grace, do your reset activity, and then come back better the next day.
Okay. That's great advice. I will certainly take that for myself. I don't know if you, dear listener, do not. It's up to you. I'm taking it. All right. So you have this advice and you have this great, vast experience. Can you highlight any success stories or remarkable achievements of past graduate students from our college that serve as inspiration to the current cohort?
I find this question challenging because any answer I pick has the potential to narrowly define what success looks like. So certainly there have been tremendous accolades that our students have obtained. You know, whether it's acquiring a national award, whether it is their project discovered something that had a societal impact. There are a number of different things that I could highlight. And what I'd like to actually say is I'm taking the mindset that every student that finishes their degree is a success story.
Yes.
every single thesis and dissertation seminar should be inspiration to the students currently in the program, and really setting their eye on that will be me.
Exactly.
And then I'm going to go on and do great things.
Yes. Amazing. Trust me, that certainly takes off a lot of pressure.
Good.
Great. So, moving on to talk about the students more and how diverse the student body is. Diversity and inclusivity are critical, they are crucial in any educational community. How do you plan to ensure that all students, regardless of their background, feel welcomed, valued, and represented within the college?
Absolutely. I think new graduate student orientation is a really important first step to articulate the challenges as well as opportunities that were in the question. And the way that we looked at graduate student orientation is to promote inclusivity through students interacting with each other and getting to know each other, as well as things like the resource fair that has that incorporates a number of different entities to support students, whether it's the cultural centers, which you've already articulated. There's also student groups, as well as our Office for Diversity and Inclusion. All of these elements go into promoting that atmosphere that you're talking about. And I also think that feeling welcomed and valued comes from your daily interactions. You know, it's more than just one day at the start of the semester. And so whether this, and so we need to provide resources and training for our graduate student mentors in order to promote this past day one, if you will. And so whether that is formalized training through the Mentor Institute, or whether that is providing a list of really key articles for self-directed learning, we can do both of those things and help our mentors be better mentors as they are training students across their time frame here. And lastly, as I promised, stop in at Donuts with the Dean and tell me, you know, I would love to hear your stories. Why did you come to University of Arizona? How could we be more inclusive? What goals do you have? Come and get a donut and say hi.
Great. Come grab a donut.
Or have a donut if you, or there's actually healthy non-allergenic foods too. So.
Okay, so you've thought about the
There's
diversity part of it too.
clementines, there's donuts, there's fruit.
Yeah, great. So you've actually mentioned some initiatives right there, but I'm just going to ask my next question anyway, in case there's more. So, are there any other initiatives in place to promote, you know, cross-disciplinary interactions among graduate students, encouraging the exchange of ideas, perspectives from different academic fields?
Absolutely. So this is a topic I'm also very passionate about. It sounds like I'm passionate about everything, but cross-disciplinary training is something that not only I value. I've had a little bit of experience when I was assistant dean in CALS. I led the creation of the Impact Leader Professional Development Program along with an industry partner. And CALS, which is now CALES with a C that I'm practicing saying more often, has wonderful disciplinary diversity. We have social scientists and engineers and economists and plant biologists and biomedical scientists and much more. And the Impact Leader program selected the top students from all 10 of the graduate programs, and they came together as this interdisciplinary cohort to not only train for professional development skills, but we also had a peer mentoring group where they were combined with different disciplines, and they supported each other with their 30-second elevator pitches. Are you speaking in a manner that another discipline would understand? And all of those experiences led to these lifelong connections and these lifelong friendships that if you stayed within the silo of your graduate program, you would have never met these other individuals. And so this program is truly one of the loves of my life. And so we're currently seeking funding so that we can bring this to a broader level across campus.
Amazing. It sounds great. You know, some of these things you're talking about have been around for a bit. Some are just studying, but you'll be surprised by how many graduate students really don't know about it. Yeah, and so getting the word out there is really important. I hope this will be able to help and, you know, let somebody know about these things. Yes. All right, so let's talk about engagement and networking. Building a strong professional network is important for graduate students. What opportunities does the Graduate College offer to help students connect with peers, faculty, and professionals in their respective fields?
I have a colleague with a sign on the door that states, "It's not who you know, it's who knows you."
Okay.
And this really gets at the heart
Okay.
of your network question.
Yeah.
And I purposely left off the word professional in front of network. And the reason is my network grew just by having a conversation with another parent at my daughter's soccer game.
Yeah.
And so the point is that your network is all around you all the time.
Yeah.
And so use any mechanism to connect. Could be the Graduate Center, could be Bear Down Network, could be LinkedIn, could be conferences, courses, the gym,
Yeah.
could be anything. Just be curious, be your genuine self, and see where the conversation grows.
Yeah.
That's what it means to build a network.
All right. That's amazing. Some people find it correctly to start a conversation with people out of nowhere.
That's the verb part. Think about the
Yeah.
noun of who is in your network
All right.
and the people that you know. That helps my mindset a little bit versus
Yeah.
networking.
Yes. Amazing. Thank you. All right. So, still on that same topic, with the prevalence of virtual and hybrid learning, how do you intend to facilitate meaningful interactions and engagement among graduate students despite potential physical barriers?
The honest answer is,
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Wow.
And when I don't know an answer,
Mhm.
I go find experts.
Mhm.
And fortunately here on campus, we have the University Center for Assessment, Teaching, and Technology, or UCAT for short.
Yeah.
And they are the experts in creating community, especially in the online environments.
Yes.
And so this would be a question that I would bring to them and say, how can we do this a little bit better? What are your ideas? What are initiatives that we maybe could start to collaborate on and do together? We know that the online graduate student population is growing, and they certainly should feel as welcomed to the University of Arizona as a main campus student.
Yeah.
And so how can we do this better? And I know I said it before, but Donuts with the Dean has a virtual option for every single session. So if anybody wants to attend in that modality,
Yeah.
please use the sign up link and we'll send you the Zoom link.
Amazing. Cool. Oh, I didn't know I did that virtual. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, really. Virtual and hybrid learning. This whole thing, when I started my program, it was all Zoom, and I'm a very outgoing person. I wanted to meet my classmates. Okay. This year is better. I get to meet some.
Yeah.
So I really feel like I'm starting to become myself again, which is great. So, yeah, that's amazing. When you find the answer, let us know.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about AI. There's a lot of talk about ChatGPT, this and that, and okay. So the integration of AI tools and technologies is becoming increasingly prevalent across various fields. How do you see the role of AI evolving within academia? And what potential benefits do you believe these tools can bring to graduate students and their research endeavors?
So artificial intelligence technologies have already demonstrated tremendous capacity to take really complex data, distill it down, and into patterns or trends to help us understand as well as find solutions.
Yes.
I'm a biomedical researcher. I can open any academic journal and point out a study that used artificial intelligence, big data, machine learning, you name it. In fact, there was a story on NPR this morning about AI and medical diagnosis and how it could be used as a potential for clinicians who have like 6 minutes to talk to their patients.
Yeah.
And they're looking up a number of different things to try to take that whole entire electronic medical record and distill it into a diagnosis. And so AI actually could help in that space as well. The challenges, or the huge unknown, is what kind of biases are being incorporated during that process.
Okay.
And how can we mitigate this impact? And so I think that this is, that opportunity and challenge kind of coin, where the students that are training now are really the ones that are going to be helping us tackle that bias piece.
All right. It's our responsibility, people. It's on us. It's on us. Great. So as AI continues to reshape how we approach research and education, some students might be excited about its possibilities, while others might have concerns about its impact. How does the Graduate College plan to address both the opportunities and potential challenges associated with the growing use of AI tools in academic pursuits?
Mm-hmm. So fortunately, there is an AI task force on campus.
Okay.
And they're tackling a number of these issues. And so if you're interested or even concerned, there's a website. It's artificialintelligence.arizona.edu. I really encourage you to, I think they have like 6 different initiatives to look through. They worked all summer on some elements. They've got some workshops happening this semester. I encourage you to go learn, explore. I've gone to 2 of them. I found them really valuable in helping my own learning versus just playing around with ChatGPT or Bard. I find it really valuable that they're a little more experts than just me playing.
Yeah.
And so I'm learning from them, and that's what I would encourage our students to do, whether you're really excited about it or really concerned about it. I think it's worth learning more.
Great. How about the use of AI in class?
There was a task force on that. The response that I will say is, I don't think we're ready to jump to policy yet.
Okay.
Is the best answer to that question.
All right.
There are certainly promising elements of it that you could incorporate into a class, and it would be beneficial.
Yeah.
Imagine if you put something into ChatGPT and then the assignment is really your critical thinking, analyzing what you got back out. There's a benefit there, there's a skill there.
Yeah.
So I think we just have to, we use calculators all the time.
Yeah.
And I would imagine when calculators were invented, there was a big hoopla that you needed to do math by hand.
Yeah.
So I think being open-minded and seeing where it goes is the best approach right now.
All right. Great. Yeah. Awesome. Learning a lot from you, learning about all these other things that are happening or that exist on campus. And I'm certainly going to be looking for them, because I folks are going to be hearing from me. Yeah.
Good.
All right. So, is there anything else you'd like to share with our graduate student community? Any final thoughts or words of encouragement as they continue with this academic year?
Absolutely. So we had just announced the Graduate Program Coordinator Outstanding Contributions Award. I know that was a mouthful, but I imagine many of you have graduate program coordinators that do a phenomenal amount in supporting graduate students. So you will see it in the next Grad Success Messenger. It went out to all DGSs and GPCs yesterday or the day before. Please nominate your graduate program coordinator if they have had an impactful aspect on your training. We'd like to recognize them.
Yes.
And so that just launched.
Yeah.
That we are super excited about.
Great. That is great. They do a lot of heavy lifting.
They absolutely do.
Yeah.
I'm sad that we're gonna only be able to pick one. But we had to start somewhere, so we'll pick one.
Well, good luck. All right. So, in closing, could you briefly touch on any upcoming events or milestones that students should be excited about in the coming months?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit a couple things that I've already said, and the first is the Grad Success Messenger. Hopefully it didn't go to your spam mail, and hopefully there are things there that are helpful to you. The Graduate Center calendar has a number of things that not only support students, but I think they're fun.
Oh yeah.
So check out their calendar. And the last thing that is, I'll say, on the horizon is we're trying to collaborate more with the Office of Research, Impact, and Innovation and incorporating the graduate student element of research discoveries.
Okay.
So if you get asked to do an interview, please say yes. We'll get you some support if you think you need it, but we really want to highlight this is a great research institution. There are a number of phenomenal discoveries, and we know graduate students are part of these, and so we're really pushing to have them included in these stories.
All right, amazing. Thank you so much for, being so patient, answering my questions.
So welcome.
Yeah, and looking forward to having you again here on the Graduate Students Guide in the future. And hopefully somebody will benefit from this. I know I have, and I hope more people will listen to this and benefit from it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, that's all we have for you today, folks. Hope to see you again next time. Anesima Sango, I'm out.